Works out very nicely for Kevin Cash to have his A defensive group on the field now, with Wendell at third and Choi at first. Nick Anderson will continue on the mound as we go to the top of the 8th inning. So Kevin Kiermaier's homer reties the score. He told his wife and son, "I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one for you, guy." And he delivered.
Did he ever? He knew immediately. He had a tough start to his night with a couple of strikeouts. He was really overmatched in his first 2 at-bats. He fell behind in that last at-bat and then crushed a changeup deep into the seats in right, and that's where we sit. His wife and his young son here enjoying it with him.
Chris Taylor leads things off in the 8th. Taylor, Hernandez, and Betts 8, 9, then top of the order here against Nick Anderson, from whom more is required. Well, a couple of themes have really continued tonight, Buck. The fact that all 6 Tampa runs have come on homers. It's now close to 80% of their runs this postseason coming on home runs. And Dodgers, who've been so good in 2-out, 2-strike counts, have delivered that way on the other side of the scorecard.
Just consistently delivering. Jock Peterson comes off the bench to deliver a 2-out, 2-run single to right field to give the Dodgers a very short-lived lead.
Very. Indeed. A ball and a strike to count to Chris Taylor. Top of the zone for a strike, and it's 1-2 now.
And the first pitch in this at bat looked like it was a high strike, as Anderson didn't get the call. He gets the call on that one. They're going to have to ask a lot of Nick Anderson.
Still 1-2 to Taylor. So, I mean, what is your guess? Because Castillo's been used, cross him off. Fairbanks, cross him off. Thompson, cross him off. Loop. Curtis threw 30 pitches yesterday. They'd like to stay away from him.
And Josh Fleming, to me, would be the next one in line, a left-hander. But you know what? This bullpen has been such a lockdown bullpen. Tonight they've had their issues.
No swing on the appeal. Yeah, I mean, Fleming with great stuff. He's had 2 postseason outings, which have each been rocky. You've got Shane McClanahan with precious few major league innings under his belt. Became the first pitcher in big league history to make his debut in the postseason. Taylor sends a ball well hit to left, and that one's off the wall. Taylor around second, where he throws on the brakes with a leadoff double. And the Dodgers are winding up for another counter punch.
Just when you think that Taylor can't come up with another big hit, he does. He's had such a tough start to his World Series with a bunch of strikeouts. He gets that breaking ball that stayed on the middle of the plate, didn't break away, and it's over Meadows' head in left field. A leadoff double. Well, it is back and forth punch and counter punch.
He's been hitting the ball hard. That line out that he just sent out there in the 6th inning was 103 miles an hour off the bat. This one finally got over somebody. And here's Kyle Snyder out with more words of encouragement for Nick Anderson.
Yeah, you think about the pitchers left down in the Rays bullpen. McClanahan threw 26 pitches last night. Now Curtis is up and Sheriff as well. We mentioned Curtis threw 30 pitches in an inning and 2/3. I mean, this is all hands on deck.
Yeah, I mean, they've already used the A group.
Yeah.
Because Anderson is the last of it.
Fairbanks, Castillo, and Anderson. high leverage pitchers. Well, Adames encouraging his right-hander that he can get through this. And they're down in the bottom of the order. Taylor in the 8th spot. Kike Hernandez had a big double his last time up. It was off Castillo. He had a slider down the left field line for a double.
You know, we don't pay much attention to mound visits anymore because it just isn't a thing, but they've only got one left. Hernandez shows bunt.
This is interesting. Tyler Glass now down in the bullpen, staying loose.
Is there a chance we'd see Tyler Glass now in this game?
I think anything's possible in this game.
Tomorrow's scheduled starter. The bunt is popped up.
How about that? You ask somebody to do something they're not used to do, and it's going to backfire. Kike Hernandez squared around. He's very tentative and punched at that high fastball. And he pops out to third baseman. Watch how he goes after this pitch. This is exactly what you want to do as a pitcher. Throw the pitch up in the zone, and he jabs at it and goes straight up in the air to the third baseman. You got to get on top of that ball. Make sure you stay on top of it to get it on the ground.
Kike Hernandez has not delivered a sacrifice hit in over 2 years. And to your point, unfamiliar with the craft, and it backfires. So now it's up to Betts with the runner at second. As good as the Dodgers have been in cashing in, you've got a leadoff hitter at second base after the Taylor double. A golden opportunity to grab the lead right back.
We talk about the impact Mookie Betts has had coming into this game. He was 1 for 14 in Dodger losses. Tonight he's 0 for 4.
Betts with a sharply hit ground ball to the shortstop.
0 for 5. Boy, Adames played that well, didn't he? He gathered it up and then took a step toward Taylor. Taylor had taken a step toward third base, and there was nobody at the bag at second, so he could get back safely. But watch Adames as he reacts and goes back to chase Taylor back to the bag at second and fires to first for the out. Taylor took a step toward third, and Adames had his eye on him.
We keep saying this, but here's the biggest at-bat of the night. It's Corey Seager with the go-ahead run in scoring position and 2 gone. And as hot as the Dodgers have been, Seager is right in the middle of it. Bear in mind, all 6 of LA's runs tonight have scored with 2 out in an inning.
56 in this postseason. Scored with 2 outs.
It's just unbelievable. LA is now 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position tonight, and Seager made a late decision to chase a curveball.
Yeah, you were all over that pitch. You could see he was in between. He was thinking he might get a fastball, but then decided to chase that hook. It was down and out of the zone.
Corey Seager trying to become only the 3rd Dodger to enjoy a 4-hit World Series game. That is nowhere near on his mind right now. He just wants to cash in and get a run home.
Kike Hernandez popping up that bunt attempt, trying to move Taylor from second to third after Taylor's leadoff double.
He lined out in the first, then a homer, a single, and a single in the 7th for Corey Seager. He scored 3 runs tonight. 2-1.
Willie Adames gets in front of the base runner to block his view should he try to relay a sign to the hitter, and then he backs up when the pitch is about to be delivered. How about that for a young shortstop? That's savvy to say, you know what, I'm not going to allow you to give location or possibly steal a pitch, as he stands in front of Taylor at second base.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Corey Seager. All 6 runs with 2 out, and 3 of the 6 with 2 strikes and 2 out.
That gives him 39 runs scored this postseason with 2 strikes. I mean, everything they do just reflects the confidence they have as hitters.
No doubt. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Corey Seager. Into shallow center field. Another one scores with 2 out and 2 strikes. You got to be kidding me. 7-6 LA.
What an at-bat by a great hitter. His 4th hit of the night. He gets jammed but flares it over the shortstop's head. Now you just wonder, did Adames get back to his normal position after standing in front of the base runner? Did he get deep enough?
Well, you make a great point there. The cat and mouse game is fine unless it costs you a step. Let's take a look.
Adames is in front of Taylor, and then he'll go behind the runner. Just see how deep he gets. He gets back to his normal position, and then this ball is just flared over his head in left field.
I think he got back to where he wanted to be.
He got back to where he needed to be for sure.
The Dodgers go back out on top. Kevin Cash is going to have to bring the hook with him and make his 6th pitching change of the game. And Corey Seager has cut into Randy Arozarena's consideration for the Babe Ruth Award with Game 3 last night. Yet everybody is pressed into duty in a rather dire circumstance for the Rays tonight. The Dodgers have reclaimed the lead on the 2-out 2-strike RBI single by Corey Seager, and now it's Justin Turner, who, like Seager, has 3 hits to start his night tonight. He is a triple shy of the cycle. And for him, the Rays have gone back to their 4 outfield alignment. Turner takes advantage. No shortstop in the traditional spot, and he singles into left. His 4th hit of the game.
Well, the top of the order has been tremendous. Seager with 4 hits, Turner with 4 hits, Max Muncy with a huge RBI in the 5th inning.
We had to update that graphic because we just put it up for Seager being the 3rd Dodger all time with a 4-hit game in the World Series, and Turner joins him about 5 minutes later.
How about Maury Wells Jr., Jim Gilliam, and Corey Seager? Now Justin Turner has joined that elite class.
Max Muncy has walked and driven in a run tonight. That came on a 2-strike 2-out RBI single in the 5th.
He is 6 for 10 hitting with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
Pitch from Curtis is in for a strike. Snuck a fastball over the inside corner.
Curtis pitched an inning and 2/3 in the game last night, but did not face Max Muncy, the only batter in the batting order he didn't face in his outing. They didn't like that call.
We'll shake it off. 2-strike count. Who cares?
Got him right where he wants him. Watch the reaction of Muncy as that's called the strike. Quickly reacts. Are you kidding me?
Pretty good pitch.
0-2. The plate.
And Muncy taps it to the second baseman Lau, who puts an end to the inning. We've got some more historical context on what we're watching tonight when we come back. The Dodgers scratch out another. All 7 runs with 2 outs in an inning, and it's LA back on top 7-6.
We are in the TD studio where TD is ready to help you move forward. Every World Series seems to have a crazy game. This is kind of like that 15-14 game in the '93 series. The Blue Jays beating the Phillies, and Todd Stottlemyre slid into third and scuffed his chin. Joe, what do you think of what we're watching here?
Well, first of all, like we said before the game, I still think the Rays offense is inferior to the Dodgers. They've proven me a little bit wrong here tonight, but here come the Dodgers again, and there's another great at-bat by a Dodgers hitter, Corey Seager, putting the Dodgers ahead here in the 8th inning, but it just seems like at-bat after at-bat, anything can happen now. These bullpens have both been spent. What about starting pitching? Where has it gone in this game? It'll be a great matchup in the next game, regardless of how this goes.
Yeah, and for me, this is the danger of using so many relievers, giving hitters so many looks, and you wonder how much the previous rounds have taken their toll on all these relievers that have come into the game, and they haven't been that sharp. They have pressure to be perfect every time they come in when you go to the bullpen this early, and very few of these guys have been even close to perfect. So it's amazing to watch. You got to give these hitters a lot of credit because they're putting together at-bats. Every time you give up a lead late in a ball game, it really wears on you as a team. Well, they keep answering each other. They keep going back and forth, and I don't think the run scoring is done in the rest of this game.
And you knew that was going to be the pitching issue for the Rays, but on the other side, you have to wonder, could Julio Urias have gone a little further? 9 strikeouts. I know they were coming around that top of the order a third time, but he was pretty darn good.
All the Dodgers runs scored with 2 outs. This has been a remarkable game to watch. It's clearly not over as we get set for tomorrow's affair with Clayton Kershaw going against Tyler Glasnow in game number 5. Join us at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific time as we send it back to Matt Vasgersian and Buck Martinez.
Where to begin? You know, usually we come back from a commercial and we can kind of bring folks up to speed on what's happened. We need the better part of a half an hour to do that tonight. There have been runs scored in a World Series record 8 consecutive half innings. Corey Seager's enjoyed a 4-hit game. So has Justin Turner. We'll have a note on that in a moment. But first, to introduce the new pitcher, left-hander Adam Kolarek will look to try to quiet things down because nobody in either bullpen has been able to do that.
Kolarek began his major league career pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2017. He got to the big leagues at 28 years old. He's been parts of 3 seasons with Tampa Bay. This is his second year with the Dodgers, and he is a perfect 5-0 in 46 games during the regular season. This is his 4th postseason game, his first World Series appearance.
The first 2 batters he'll face here in the 8th are left-handed hitters Ji-Man Choi and Austin Meadows, and then it'll be Brandon Lau. In fact, 3 straight left-handed hitters. So an easy choice for Kolarek, and in case he should falter, the hard-throwing right-hander Brusdar Graterol is up for L.A.
Managers have had to be imaginative tonight. How am I going to get through this?
Both of these managers, each of these coaching staff is thoroughly prepared, but there is just no way anybody could have seen coming what has happened tonight.
So many of their impact relievers have given up runs. Doesn't happen very often.
$160 or so years of World Series history, and you'd think you've seen everything in a World Series in that period of time, that long period of time. There have been numerous World Series records set in the now nearly 4 games we've played in 2020.
And that's what's interesting. I mean, we haven't even completed 4 games yet.
Kolarek behind Choi, 3-0. The 3-0 pitch misses inside, ball 4, leadoff walk, and the tying run's on base. Oh, my. Why not? Blake Snell is up and warming. The scheduled Game 6 starter, and that would be Tuesday. That makes more sense to me than Glasnow.
Yeah, I mean, he threw 88 pitches in 4 2/3 on Wednesday. And obviously they had a conversation about this possibility before. Boy, Austin Meadows took a long look down at third base. I can't imagine they're going to ask him to bunt. They asked Kike Hernandez to bunt, and he popped it up.
The Rays are the first team in World Series history to homer in 4 straight innings. Arozarena in the 4th, Renfroe in the 5th, Lau in the 6th, the 3-run shot, and Kiermaier in the 7th. Meadows sends a fly ball harmlessly into center, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, you would think all the great hitters that have played in World Series, all the great teams over the years, great Pittsburgh Pirates and those powerful Cincinnati Red teams, the Oakland A's, you'd think somebody would have hit home runs in 4 straight innings. The Yankees, how many games have the Yankees played in the World Series?
Is Brandon Lau now. His first plate appearance since the dramatic 3-run shot flipped the scoreboard in the 6th inning. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like there's a press release that comes out after each World Series game that lists the notable achievements and the significance of what we watched. And sometimes it's rather pedestrian stuff. Guy went 2 for 4, blah, blah, blah. Not the case tonight. Oh, 1 to Lau. And he's behind 0-2 now. Let's take you back to the 6th inning.
Facing Pedro Baez. Baez tried to elevate the fastball, but you can see he didn't get it high enough to Brandon Lau. A 3-run home run. And Brandon Lau has had some big swings in this World Series so far.
3 changeups and 2 fastballs, each of which went to the same quadrant of the strike zone, and Lau was locked onto it. That time Calera comes inside with the heater and gets him. Big strikeout. There are 2 gone. And now it looks like they might be thinking about Gratterall for Adames. Yeah, they're going to make a move.
3 batters. A walk in, 2 outs, and here comes Gratterall.